anybody that's listening to this, watching this, or is going to watch this in the future, please understand we are not trained medical technicians, nor do we give a fuck about health. Hence the name Two Drunks in a Bottle.
What's going on?
What up, what up?
Welcome back to another episode of Two Drunks in a Bottle. I'm BB.
I'm Hunter.
So tonight we're actually going to be kind of doing something a little bit special. We haven't done it, but we've been doing this for how long now?
Well, we said, 13 episodes in, so
There's,
maybe around,
there's 2 episodes a month.
I know November
So
we
about
did
6
about
months?
3rd or 4th, yeah.
So we're on 6 months of doing this. So what better time than to take the opportunity to reflect on some of the good times we've had? Let's talk about like our favorite bottle so far that we've had.
So that's what you mean by reflection.
Reflections.
I thought the bottle was reflection.
That's why the name of this episode is Reflections.
Bottle, I got you.
Hang on a sec.
Well, material.
Did you press go live?
Mm-hmm. We're live.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're live.
He's been drinking.
Not yet. Anyways, so reflections. Let's talk about our favorite bottle.
Ooh,
Let's talk about our favorite episode.
this
Who's
is where
your
we're going.
Who's your favorite guest?
Oh, okay, because we've had this talk of who liked who, we definitely didn't agree. So yeah.
And let's talk about maybe some of the bad times. I don't think we've had many of them, but we can talk about those as well. Speaking of guests, would you like to introduce a recurring guest? You might as well be our third drunk.
Guest, are you here? We have a guest.
I don't know why you guys keep ending up in my studio every time I'm trying to do something, but every time I come to
Holy
this
shit,
office,
it's
you guys
Bill.
are in my studio.
Ah,
Every
I'm so
single
happy.
time. Last time I was here, I came here with Matt and y'all were in here. Now I'm back again, and look, here y'all are in my damn studio. Got your stuff all set up, just podcasting away, I guess.
I'm so glad we got him back.
What were you doing? What were you booked to do tonight?
Well, I was going to come in and pack up all the gear. We're getting ready to go to Orlando, Florida. We're doing a live podcast at some point, I guess, in the next 5 years. So I was just going to get
I
everything
hope
set
so.
up. I didn't know y'all were.
You're gonna set up in Orlando just in preparation for sometime in the next 5 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, proper preparation prevents piss poor performance, right? So you got to be ready.
I'm talking
If you're
about.
not
There's
ready, then
Business Bill right there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, glad we could have you on this episode. You've been in
Multiple.
almost probably half of the 13 episodes that we've had. You have guest starred in half of those probably.
We're almost got to change the name over.
And we're almost to 3 drunks in a bottle. But he has commitment issues. He doesn't want to commit to us.
We're kind of special that
Well,
way, so I get it.
I don't know that it's a commitment issue. I think it's more of just a I drink full octane. Some of y'all drink half octane.
I mean, we try to keep up with them on the last one, so I can't argue with that.
No, that was a good time there. You guys are
Just saying.
knocking it out of the park.
I ended that night with 11 Budweisers.
Yeah, because you drank after.
So I wouldn't say, for someone that doesn't drink a full flavored beer, I wouldn't say 11 was bad.
No. I want to say we hit, 8 on the podcast? That's 8 apiece, just to
Now,
be
that's
clear.
not me being a pro. That's the pros right there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Drinking 30 damn beers in one night.
I'm just saying for us to go that much, and I'm not really sure how long that podcast lasted for, but I mean, we went for it.
So, Hammy, what was your favorite episode so far?
So far, honestly, I have to say it was probably I can hear myself in the audio. I think that it was probably the New Year's episode. Just because you guys, I know that you guys were sick coming into that. And then you sat up like a litany of hot sauces. And not only did you take shots of hot sauces, but you allowed me to convince you to do a hot sauce cocktail.
Yeah.
And you mixed them all together. You guys were both you had it coming out of both ends the night before.
It was bad. It wasn't both of us. Hunter was fine.
Yeah. I was all right.
I was the one that was on my deathbed the day before.
I managed to talk you guys in. Well, at least talk you, BB, into doing
it's like
some
taking
kind
a
of
swig,
hot sauce
right?
Cocktail.
He literally
he
in the
was
beginning
he
talked
was
you
like,
a swig.
You might as well just go ahead and take a swig out of it. And so I did it. And he was like, "This fucker actually did it."
Yeah, I remember.
And he was like, "Y'all might as well take a shot." And like it was just one up.
Well, what got me was he was like, "Hunter, you might want to watch him." And then immediately as he said it, I took a swig. He's like, "Oh, he did it too." Okay.
Yeah,
that was a good episode.
Yeah,
that's
where we might have to make that a thing.
That's where the whole public service announcement that's coming in on this video is with the whole "we're not trained professionals, nor do we give a fuck about your health." Like, we just did. You got to do shit as you do it, and sometimes peer pressure is a son of a bitch, but then sometimes it backfires because it did not affect anything that I expected it to do, which was brilliant.
Jameson. But yeah,
I honestly figured your favorite episode was going to be the Fireball versus Jack Fire.
That was a good one. We had a little moment there.
I figured that was going to be his favorite.
I mean, when it comes to like a hilarious moment where like the whole thing still sticks out in my brain is two drunks and an argument, because I watched Bronson drink it, and I think it was Hunter that you said like he didn't drink it, and I'm like, nope, he definitely drank, or it might have been vice versa.
Yeah, it was me because he was looking at me. He's like, "Did he finish that?" He's like, it was me pouring it. That's what it was. He's like, "Are you sure he poured that?" You're like, "Yeah, he definitely poured it."
And
I poured it right in front of him. He didn't pay attention. I mean, it was all over the place. I know that.
We're just losing it that night. That was hilarious because
that is what happens when you do two bottles.
Live.
Yeah,
doing two bottles at one time. That's what happens.
Yeah, we learned our lesson.
No, we didn't learn our lesson.
We did.
We didn't. We didn't learn our lesson until here recently on the two bottles. Yeah. We did it again.
I'm saying we learned our lesson with doing two bottles, not because of that one episode.
I thought you were saying that one episode. Here we go, two drunks in an argument again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, in general, we learned that lesson. It didn't work out.
Hunter can tell you I bought 3 bottles of liquor today.
Yep.
2 of them which we had never had. One of them was for personal use. But I told him choose which one you want to do. But we're not doing both.
I'm going to stop you here.
No, go for it.
I'm going to stop you here, but who in the history of the world said that alcohol, any form of alcohol, was for personal use?
Like not podcast. It's not podcast liquor.
Okay, I was going to say, if a cop pulls you over and you have an ounce of weed, you could say this is an ounce of weed for sale, or this is an ounce of weed for personal use. Like,
hey,
there's...
I knew where he was getting with it.
Smart ass.
All right, ready?
Well, I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass. You forgot to put your pinkies up. If you're going to sip it, put your pinky up.
Jameson.
That does have a Jameson feel.
That's not bad. It's good. I like Jameson, which we've covered that before.
Still got Jameson in there to put them side by side.
I challenge
you. Go bring another bottle into the mix.
I challenge you guys to a podcast to drink Goldschlager.
That's a new bottle.
Send
Now,
me
I
a
will tell
link.
you this. It has actual gold flakes in it, like real, legit gold flakes in it.
I think I've heard of that.
How much is this shit?
If you do not like black licorice, avoid this at all costs. But
I'm glad you
if
don't
you
like black
like-
licorice. I don't either.
It's like Jaeger. Then
if you
Yeah, I
like
like
black
Jaeger.
licorice,
But you like Jaeger
Um,
though. You do
not
the
straight.
it's a very I don't like black licorice, but I will drink this because it has the hint, like the aftertone of black licorice, but it's not like as soon as you take a sip, you're like, oh my god, that's black licorice. I know what black licorice is. We had I completely deviated exactly from what you guys were doing here, but about 6 years ago, we had a graduation ceremony for at the time, my supervisor's son. And we were out at this campsite, just off in the distance. And there was so much alcohol going around. And they're like, oh, here, try this, Bill. And they're like, oh, it tastes like black licorice. So I don't know anybody in the world that thinks black licorice tastes good.
yeah. I don't.
So I drank it. And once I drank it, I was like, this is different. And then the person's like, those are actual gold flakes. And I was like, how much you pay for this bottle? Because if I could siphon this bottle out and get more out of it in gold than it's what it's worth, why wouldn't you just go to the store and buy up all the fucking liquor and just
He's
come
like,
rich?
fuck Gold Rush. I got it in a bottle right here.
See, I've heard of this bottle, like how they have the concept of like there's gold in the drink. I don't know if it's the same exact drink.
Real gold.
I've heard of this though. Like I said, it may not be the same bottle he's talking about, but I've heard that concept before, which is weird to me.
That is a smooth freaking whiskey.
So Hunter,
Jameson.
what's your favorite podcast you guys done so far? I know you said that you and him both disagreed. And then it came right back to me which one was mine, but which one's yours?
So mine, are we talking about favorite moment or favorite episode? Because that's the difference too. I'm not sure what the original question was.
Well, we rated
The
them.
question was, yeah, which podcast since you guys started is your favorite? But Bronson kind of threw me under the bus and said that he thought that another one was. So it kind of now is a two-tiered question. Which one is your favorite overall, and which is your favorite moment?
All right, the moment I probably have to
could
think
be-
about, but the episode I will say is going to be the one with Max. Because Max is one of those people that he is just right there, and he's kind of like us. Like he's able to keep feeding back off between us, and in a way, he kept over talking Bronson. And to me, like I knew that was getting at him. So there was a lot of times where he was like, just looking at him, and he'd be like, "Okay, I'm gonna be quiet now. I'm gonna let you go back." So like that to me, it was just him getting underneath his skin. But like we had a lot of funny bits in there too. Because I do all the scenes like the TikToks and stuff like that, and there was a lot of footage I had to go through. But yeah, favorite episode I would have to say definitely the one with Max. But you'll have to give me a minute on the funniest moment I can think of. What was yours? Because we said the Two Drunks in Argument, but like, what would be the episode? Or was that even your funniest moment?
My favorite episode probably would have had to have been the first time we did Bullet, where we did it with Pele.
Yep.
And also within that, my favorite moment would have to be within there too. Whenever we were talking about he was like, "So y'all role play?" And then I was like, "Yeah, we role play all the time." He's like, "On a video game?" I was like, "Yeah, in real life too. We got a fucking sex swing back in the bedroom and this and this and that." And he's like, "Did you just so you touched my leg? You role play?" He was like, "I don't know what's going on here." That was probably one of my favorite moments, just because it was so impromptu.
Yeah.
And unexpected, which all of our podcasts are impromptu, but just that the chemistry was
Yeah,
great.
it just kept going right back and forth. It had me rolling. I know that.
Still thinking of a moment, huh?
Still thinking of a moment.
I do.
There's a
have
lot of
something
them.
else to add to that. Is there's been so many times over the course of your guys' podcast where I get brought up, even if I'm not in the podcast, because of my voice. That I think it's almost like a running joke, right? Like I'm the voiceover guy now on this episode of Two Drunks in a Bottle.
And you
Like
better be
that's
careful.
just where I'm at.
We'll clip it again.
Yeah.
It'll be another
Yeah.
fucking ad on our video.
We can do it.
I mean, that
We've
was
done it before.
good because like none of that was all completely impromptu. That whole statement that I made that now is your public service announcement. That was just off the cuff, which is
And you even laugh,
if
like
you want
Hunter.
me-
there was a lot of
you even
editing.
start to laugh
We all
towards
laughed.
the end of it.
Yeah, we laughed in the middle of it and had to cut that out.
But his little chuckle that's still left in it, because like he's about to lose his composure saying it,
yeah,
but he got it completely out, and it was perfect.
yeah, I was like, okay, this is perfect. I'm leaving this part in. But yeah, there's definitely a part in the middle of that to where we all just kind of laughed, and then you went right back into it. But yeah, that's how I found that one, was just going through all the clips and stuff that we do, and I was like, this ought to be in the podcast. So yeah, I sent that to BB, and BB was like, I like it. He's like, I'm gonna message him right now and let him know. All right, so with funniest moments, to be honest, I'd have to say Two Drunks in an Argument was one of the funniest ones for me. But without just giving that up, I will give another one. Do you remember the koozie moment? The condom koozie? The beer condom?
Yeah, put it on for me. I was like, this would have been better if you wouldn't have opened it first. It would have went on a lot smoother.
Want to say we were playing cards. I think I was holding the camera like the phone, just trying to film it. But yeah, I remember telling him, I was like, can you help me out here? He's like, yeah, I'll open it for you. And I thought about it, I was like, well, shit. I was like, I need my koozie too. And I was like, can you put the koozie on? He's like, yeah, sure thing. I was like, whoa, slow, go slow. And he's like, okay. I'm like, yeah, just like that. Yeah, a little bit slower. And I got to see it on his face. It was him just being uncomfortable. Like what's going on here?
That was a moment that I think like playing that game with you guys live. I don't know if it was on Two Drunks in a Bottle or if it was a squad cast. I think it was here.
It was two,
Where we did the card game?
in a bottle on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that was with our hot sauce, that same episode.
Yeah, where we did like the card game and
Yeah,
that
we had a
that
whole
was
bunch of
actually
people
pretty
in
fun,
with
like,
us.
guess the high low or whatever. Yeah, that was good time.
I will say with that episode, I did like how we were able to have like that many people in and still be able to have a conversation. Like nobody was just talking over people. Like everybody was just involved in it.
Everyone had a turn for sure.
Yeah.
We had what at the max in that chat? I think we had 8 people at one time.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say 6 to 8 people sounds right.
And it definitely went smooth that entire night.
Everybody enjoyed it. Everybody had fun.
And most of everyone stayed for the entire duration of that night.
Yeah.
For the 4 hours that we spent.
Yeah, I
se-
think if
sending off the
anything,
New Year.
I think if anything, it just got late and some people had to hop off.
Some
I mean,
people got to say Happy New Year's twice, just
Yeah.
saying. Because they live in the future.
All right, so with that part of the conversation, and anybody that's listening to this now live, or that's going to listen to this in the future, if you're listening to it live, put your favorite moment in the comments. If you're or in the live chat, if you're listening to this in the future, drop that back in
after
the
our episode
comments.
ends. You're doing good. Keep on going.
No, I'm good. What's our next topic?
So, what would your favorite bottle have been out of all the episodes we've done? So we've hit, of course, we did Jack Daniels first. Then we did Crown Royal. Then we did Old Smoky.
Done.
We did Jameson.
We did at least 12 bottles.
We did Barton's vodka. We did Bullet twice.
Okay, well,
Uh,
maybe 10 at least. I
what
know
was
some
that?
of them was
We just
2.
did. What was it? Jefferson or
Oh,
shit? What was that one?
the one, I think it's the one we're thinking of. If I have to choose a bottle, it's going to be that one to where we chose a different location.
Yeah, I can't remember the name
Something
of the one.
Ocean or something, right?
Was it the Oceans one that we did? that night?
It was smooth, yeah.
Jefferson's.
Jefferson's.
Jefferson's Ocean.
Yeah, that one I'd have to choose. That as my favorite bottle. Like I've loved Crown and I love Jameson. That was one of my favorite picks when we did it. But for that to be new and how smooth it was, like it didn't compare. Like it definitely shot up. Like it was at the top. So what would your bottle be?
My favorite bottle is actually going to be the unique one, the one that I didn't name off. When we had the guy from Switzerland on the episode,
That one was good.
him actually bringing a bottle that is not sold here in the U.S. and getting to try it, and it was the equivalent. He said that it was the equivalent to the American version of Jaeger,
Which scared me, yeah.
but it was so much better than Jaeger.
Because I told him when he brought it up to me, I was like, dude, you know I don't like Jaeger.
And he let me keep the bottle.
Yeah, that too.
The bottle's in the freezer, but that's something that like never gets pulled out.
No,
'Cause
that's something you want
you
to
can only buy it in Switzerland. You can't get it from here.
Yeah, I only seen you pour it to let people try. That's about it. But I mean, going back to like the licorice thing, like I never really cared for licorice. Like it was nothing like my favorite. So when Jaeger come around, I had Jaeger and I was like, I don't care for this. And like you'll go in, you'll do like a Jaeger bomb and stuff like that. I still don't care for it. But when we tried that bottle, I was scared. I was like, I'm not gonna like this. Like this is gonna be one of those episodes where I'm just gonna have to hammer it down. But that bottle, like it was smooth. Like it was a lot better than Jaeger. I'd do that over Jaeger.
That's probably definitely my favorite bottle,
I can see
just
that.
because it's unique.
Like I said, I wanted to pick something new.
I have an ongoing hatred for Jaeger bombs. It's
Yeah.
a love-hate relationship. Me and Jaeger bombs have a love-hate relationship. The love part is I could sit down at a bar and just order them, bam, 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 and get completely
Hopefully I got any ginger
trashed
beer left.
on a Jaeger bomb. But then you have the two things that come after it. One, you have to piss, which means if you're sitting at a bar stool or on your couch or on wherever you're sitting, you have to get your two legs to stand up. But the hard part is when you do that, your legs want to work. You have all the energy in the world to do it because you're pumped up on the energy drink, whatever it is they mixed it with. I think originally it's a Red Bull. Now I think they use C4 or whatever. You get. the
I've
fuck
always
up
done
to
with a
do
Red
what you
Bull.
wanna do. Right, but then you realize you have all the energy in the world, but you're too drunk to do anything.
Yeah.
So it's the ultimate upper and downer at the same time. It gets you drunk where you just want to go to bed, but it gives you all the energy in the world where you can't go to sleep.
I can't argue with that. Yeah, I've seen people on it and like they've just gone to ham like about 5 or 6, in, and it's like you could see it. Like they want to get up and go. They're active, but it's like as soon as they go to lay down somewhere, that it kicks in and they're like, okay, I'm back down again. There's like an uneven balance.
It doesn't make sense. Like, why would you drink a downer, which that's what alcohol is? Alcohol is
Yeah.
a downer. It's meant to calm you down, put you to sleep. Obviously, it's not good for your health. But then you're gonna mix that with an upper, something that's just packed with fucking sugar and just meant to get you going. So now you can't go to sleep. You can't walk straight to the bathroom. So odds are you're gonna have a new doorway or you're gonna have piss in your pants. But you're drunk and having fun doing it.
So we got in the comment section. Yep, the two drunks and a bootlegger.
That was from
Decoy NDA.
Well, which
The
one
old
of you two
Decoy.
are the bootlegger? Because I can't not be misdiagnosed as the drunk.
I don't know.
I've never participated in making any type of alcohol.
I believe the 5th.
I have absolutely once in my life made moonshine.
I like that.
So
Good pour.
maybe that constitutes me at the bootlegger.
There's just a splash of ginger beer.
Like it.
That is good.
So, Bill, what would you say your favorite bottle would be? Like that you've seen. I know you haven't been on every episode with us.
Better yet, reword that for him. Instead of what what his favorite bottle would be. Which one piqued your interest the most that made you want to try it,
There you go.
if any?
Uh,
Same for the comment section.
Okay,
If you
so-
watched any of them and you saw a bottle that we tried, which one piqued your interest the most that made you would go out and buy it?
So, I mean, you guys know that if I'm not drinking Budweiser, I'm drinking Fireball, and sometimes I'm drinking both at the same time. But and I don't know the name of the bottle, so I can kind of highlight the episode, but I can't really tell you the name of the bottle. And this might or might not be a controversial thing to say, but I'm going to do it because you know me, I don't give a shit. It was your very first ever live on location podcast.
Very
I
first
don't
podcast?
remember. Yeah. I don't know what the name of it was that you guys drank, but I know it was there was a guy and a girl there. It was you two, a guy and a girl. That
So that one will
whatever
be
you
the
guys
one I
drank
was talking about. I think we said Jefferson Ocean was the name of that bottle. But yeah, that was the
Yeah,
smooth
well,
one though.
the only reason that to be something like that I would want to try is the fact that there was all of you guys having a good time drinking.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Let's see what it was.
I'm not gonna
yeah, we know.
drink something
Jefferson Ocean,
that
you said
somebody.
guy
If
and a
one
girl.
I want to
person
make sure
tells
that's
me,
what it was.
She was the only girl. No.
it would have been probably around the end of February, middle of February. I believe it was your guys' first ever time going live on, or maybe even the only time you guys went live on location.
Yeah, BB, he's looking it up right now to make sure we get the
Yes,
name right.
it was Jefferson's Ocean.
Okay. But yeah, I agree with you. Like that one was
Dude,
really
that
smooth.
one was so good.
And it's like you said, like everyone had a good time with it. Like if we would have just stuck with that one bottle, I think we'd all be all right.
Because we did two. We did Captain Morgan Spice Rum, and then we had done that bourbon.
And we finished those bottles, didn't we?
Both of those bottles got finished. Decoy
like-
NDA says his would have to be the reserve bottle from Sweden, or he's getting Switzerland and Sweden mixed up. Those are two different places.
But I mean, we know what he's getting at, though. I mean, that one was I kind of like that one just because it was like something we can't get, and he had to bring it in. Now, if I were to piece that one along with Jefferson's Ocean, which one I like better, I'd have to still stick with Jefferson's Ocean, just because I can sip on that one. That one I think is cool, like to test out and drink on. But if I want to go for taste and a good little kickback, definitely Jefferson's Ocean. But just to try it out, yeah, 100%, I'd go for it too. So you brought up that we would get maybe not the worst moments, but like some sketchy moments that we may have had a concern with. I guess I'll go first since I brought this one up. The only times I can really think of it was like this looks bad or this is bad on us. It would be all the times that we screwed up on like audio. We had all the audio troubles. We've even had one episode that it never really aired just because we couldn't get it up that night, which it was, I believe, like the Wi-Fi and stuff was out that night. Like it was pretty bad. Like we even tried to go on a game and stuff later that night, and we were still having issues with stuff. So I mean, overall, like it would be like the technical difficulties that we had. As far as like just difficulties outside of that, though, I mean, I don't really think I had any bad moments being on here. Like it's always been fun. So have you noticed anything like that was in your eyes, I guess maybe bad or like a bad case scenario?
I mean, nothing that I would say is like a shot in the foot. Like,
I mean, you
something that
know
was-
us. We're not gonna take anything personal. It's just a question for us.
No. I don't think like I said, I don't think anything that happened was a shot in the foot. I think there was plenty of times, obviously, like you said, where there was audio things, but you can't get around that because audio just does what audio does. right? Whether you hit the right button, the wrong button, you did whatever, you put the levels the wrong. It is what it is. It's called a technical difficulty for a reason. It's not called a manual difficulty because you intended for it to happen. So I don't
Right.
think that was the case. There was some times though that I did notice some contention. I don't know if that's the word to use. Uh, Amongst the conversation where there was like the sudden pause, maybe like a minute or two, where there might have been somebody on the that was in the middle of the conversation probably wasn't fully into the conversation but kept going anyway. I did notice that, but and obviously the one you can't control is the idiots in the comments. You can't control that.
Yeah.
They have a keyboard. They're keyboard gangsters. They just hit up the keyboard and that's what happens. But other than that, you guys are like 99.9% of that is completely out of your control. The only thing that's in your control is whatever comes out of your mouth, right?
What people have to
And
think about
sometimes with
too,
alcohol,
watching.
sometimes that's
Yeah, that's another thing is like we're drinking and stuff on these episodes, so it's like you got to take that into factor too.
What people have to take into factor too is that like we do this in a room that is not always set up for the podcast.
Yeah.
So when we set up for the podcast, it's every time we do one, we have to reset. So our equipment isn't always just hooked up and ready to go, and we just sit down and we get going. There is time and effort that goes into getting set up. And a lot of the time, we're on a crunch to get set up. This will probably be our last Friday podcast. We're going to start doing them on Saturdays to where we have Friday to set up and get prepared for Saturday
Uh-huh.
and not have all the technical difficulties. Apparently, we're buffering on YouTube for some reason. Not sure why. Decoy NDA says we're buffering out a little bit. It keeps buffering on my phone. I'm wondering if it's on YouTube side. I'm not entirely sure.
Let's make sure the laptop's charging real quick.
that is definitely a YouTube.
Make sure it is on the battery.
That's a YouTube issue. It's been known to happen many times with YouTube that's what happens if you're watching something live. Depending on the speed of the person streaming it and the latency with YouTube, there is always that buffer period because they put it in just so. And this is kind of throwing the fourth wall out there is, not that many years ago, you could watch people like there was an Easter thing where a guy went around on Easter and was shooting and killing people. So they put the buffer delay in on YouTube for that reason. So that way somebody could report it if it happened. There'd be a buffer no different than watching a live sporting event on TV. 7-second delay. Buffering. So if it's buffering for you guys while you're watching it, just take the little scroll bar, tick it back like 3 or 4 seconds, and it will not buffer no more for you.
Anybody that's watching, y'all heard it here.
But so yeah, we're not always set up. It's not the room that we do it in is literally my living room.
Yeah.
We live in here.
Well,
I
I've never
can't
been
keep
to
the
your living room before, but I know that you. But I've never been to your living room before, but I know that you and Hunter have stolen me and Matt's space a couple times.
I don't know about
Well,
stolen.
let's keep the fourth wall at least intact a little bit. I mean, y'all didn't send no notice, nothing.
I can't help that we have the same recording studio in Discord. Like Discord is a free platform. Maybe y'all should find a new home. Y'all were here first. I'll give you that before you say that y'all were here first. But
Somebody offered the space up, is all we're saying.
all I'm saying is they said it's been about a year since y'all have done something and they needed to add in new faces.
Yeah, they just said they had old clients.
They didn't tell us who it was. I didn't know it was you and Matt.
Maybe they didn't mean old clients like in past clients. They just meant old and then old.
Well, Matt's not old.
Wait,
Matt's
no,
younger than
hold on.
us. But old's right.
Maybe. All right.
Yeah, because I'm not old either.
Be quiet over there, audience member. I just got promoted. I can't get demoted.
Well, you can.
We got audience members over here saying I'm going to get demoted.
So, like with your worst case scenarios throughout our show so far, you would just say it would be like the setup?
Yeah,
Or is there any
because
bad moments that you think of
Well,
while filming either?
it stresses me out. Like whenever we set up, like you're the one doing all of the audio and stuff like that.
The tech side of things.
But I'm sitting there thinking what could potentially go wrong and how can we fix it in a timely manner. Most of the time we have the live chat and that's where we get issues. We try to hop into Discord and do mic tests to make sure everything's going to be good.
But it's like you said, we're on a time crunch as well.
Yeah.
Which is why we're
So-
wanting to move to Saturday.
So the setup definitely is probably downfall for me too, just because it stresses me out.
Yeah, I mean, definitely more time. Because normally we have anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. I'd say 30 minutes to a bad day, but an hour, like a normal setup time, is probably where we're sitting at before we start our show.
Well, we figured out when we go to someone else's house
Oh yeah, that's
that an hour is not
no. We
even
didn't think
in the
about
it's not even in the ballpark.
no. We didn't think about like an actual location, having to choose a location to
Because
film
we're
in.
out of our comfort zone. We know what works for us.
He might be out of his comfort. Like it depends on what you mean with comfort zone. Like
Well, when I say that is we know our space. We know that our setup works in this space. And taking our equipment elsewhere, especially to a house that was triple our size,
a nice house too, very nice.
and it had all these different angles and corners and stuff, and it was hard to figure out the green screen.
Yeah,
I'd do it again though, 100%.
it would be nice if we could raise our screen up a bit because we had the perfect setup. It would have been on the bar, standing up the episode, which would have been all right with. But with our green screen,
I'm going to invest in getting this summer. We're going to be doing 2 drunks and a bottle outside probably, and I'm going to probably invest in an outside bar.
Like a nice one is going to be a little expensive, but we can go there.
If y'all are coming up to see me, you better get a floating bar. We're gonna do that shit live
You don't know
on the
about
river.
this. I'll tell you after the podcast. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We've got a guest scheduled sometime this summer.
Okay.
Don't know when, but it's going to be this summer.
Upcoming.
He's got a swimming pool. And he wants us to do our episode at his house at the swimming pool. In the swimming pool.
I was going to say, it's got to
Getting
be
drunk
in.
in the swimming pool.
This is a good idea, everybody.
That sounds like a safe idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Got the wife here, but he's going to hire paid actors
I watched it.
to
Like,
be in the background.
remember it? They said we all float, so we're good.
What do you mean we all float?
It.
What?
It.
What's it?
The movie.
It.
Remember they said
know it.
you all
never
float?
seen it?
I thought you were talking about shit floats.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't
That's
plan
why
on
it
shitting.
floats.
I mean, you have a problem with shitting, so I mean, it could be an issue. Yeah.
I don't even know where we're going anymore.
Mm,
I'm still looking for another co-host.
me too.
Any ideas? Anyone want to put in an application to be my co-host?
Same here. Maybe somebody that can help me out with the tech side. That way, it's not all on me.
Anyone that can help me out with the getting guest side, so it's not all on me?
We need maybe a
hold
third
on.
person. That
Before
way,
y'all
we could
get
put all this
excited-
stuff on him or her.
What, Bill?
See, I need somebody that I can just get. I need somebody I could just get drunk with. I don't want to worry about setting up audio. I don't want to.
It's like I don't want to. I don't care about doing the
podcast.
podcast. I just want to get drunk.
This is how it all started. It was we're like, you know what? We have fun when we get to drinking. Like maybe we should like film this. Maybe we could do something with this. Maybe people enjoy this. And that's pretty much how it got started. Was people seeing us drunk and being funny. Because we just thought we were like bullshit with between us, but people actually liked it.
What we realized too, and this is, I guess, another like topic is: would you rather watch us, just us, or watch us with a guest? According to YouTube and the views
And me.
and you, I guess, statistically, we get better reactions with a guest.
We do.
Me and you have just been friends for too long. It can't just be us.
We don't have a reaction with each other. We just keep adding to the shit. When we got a guest, like they're like, all right, so when you brought up the sex swing, the look on his face, because I went back, did the clips and stuff like that. The look on his face when you brought up sex swing, he was like,
Decoy
"Y'all have a fucking
NDA.
sex swing?
Decoy NDA, you can hop in this VC if you want to.
Come on down."
Tell us your favorite moment in the podcast. Discord setup.
But yeah, so like having reactions with
Same
people.
with you, Nate Place.
We got Nate Place too.
Yep, Nate Place too.
But I mean, having that reaction, like, it makes a difference. Like I said, we just add to it. We never really react to another comment. We just are like, you're not going to bullshit me. I'm going to add to it, make you laugh, and it never ends. But when we have a guest, like, they always catch the end of it. They're like, the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, what's going on here? So, I mean,
Bill's been friends long enough with me, or Bill has been friends with me long enough to know that 90% of the time, I'm bullshitting. The other 10%, I might be serious. Maybe.
Yeah. And that's something we've improved on too, was not just from the show, but I mean, from like growing up, is that we improved. Like when we bullshit, we're bullshitters. It's hard to tell unless we want you to know.
So, who was your favorite guest? So we gave the favorite episode, we gave the favorite bottle, we gave the funny moment.
So I thought we did this.
We gave our downfall. Who was your favorite person though?
Max. I said this because Max annoyed you. Remember?
Max was your favorite person.
Yeah.
That was his. You chose that as your episode.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. All right, let me rethink just to be sure. But it's got to be Max, because to me, like, that was the reason behind it. Was we've had other great guests. I'll give it that, because it's not like we had bad guests or anything like that, or that we've known Max or anything before then. But between it would have to be Max or Pele, because those two would be my top two. I'll put it that way, because we had great reactions out of it. And it wasn't just the reaction, it was that they can add back to it. And if you watch any of those two episodes, you'll see that like Max was able to come back at us. He was able to throw jokes in with it. Pele the same way. Pele was right there with us joking. So those two would be my favorite episodes. But if I had to rank them, Max got underneath your skin more than Pele did. So like that was my favorite guest.
Probably my favorite guest would have to be Bo and Delight.
Oh yeah, we had fun there.
Like even though it ended kind of abruptly,
which we understand. I mean, we
went through 2 bottles.
Yeah, it was a rough night.
But that probably would have had been my favorite episode. I enjoyed getting to know both of them.
I like that we were able to have a female in the podcast with us, and we had 4 people at once, on camera. Because I know we had them, voices and stuff like that before, but not on camera. So like having that many people and that it flowed so well, and we got to try new shit too. Like that was a good episode, a really good episode. I'm glad we did that one. I'm waiting for that one to come back around. Maybe do it again.
Even though we got kicked out, but
it was a rough night.
They did say we're welcome back.
It was a rough night, man. We went through 2 bottles, finished 2 bottles.
Bill, is it still just you in this Discord call?
It is, and I'm gonna have to answer in on this question. I think your guys' best guess would have to be me. Just because
how did we forget?
Consistent of all. I'm consistent. I'm here.
We even added him to the intro, but he's not.
Yeah. No, you guys just forgot about Bill. Just the hell, here he is. Oh, Hammy Games out here floating in space. Don't worry about it. I must be the imposter.
No, I mean, I guess we thought we considered you more of a narrator, right? You're in it with us, You're not really a guest anymore, right?
He's slacking. He's supposed to be like, BB is pulling up his drink to his mouth. He's getting ready to take a sip.
That's what it is.
Hunter's almost done with his drink.
That's what it is. Like he's not a guest. He's our narrator. He's in with us. He's
on today on One Drunk and the guy catching up.
One Drunk and the guy catching up. You see, I guess we got to write a contract up for him, because I think that's what's holding him back. I told you at the beginning of this episode, commitment issues.
Yeah,
it's commitment issues. He's going to say it's not commitment issues. We could turn this into 3 drunks.
Yeah, easily.
We could turn it into 3 drunks. But he's got this thing about Big Brother.
I don't have.
He doesn't want to be on camera.
I don't have commitments. I will talk. You can hear my voice all day long, but unless you know me, you can't see me.
We can get a blanket and just like throw him.
What's he gonna do when we go to Pennsylvania and we bring all of our equipment and we're like, hey, here we go. We're going live at Bill's house.
We'll just
I-
bring
I'll
like
be
a
the only
black sheet and
motherfucker
just
on
throw it
the
over
podcast.
him. That way you can't see him.
All you're gonna
I'm
see
the
is
only
Bill's
person in the
hands.
history of this
Bill's gonna
podcast
show you
to
his
wear a scream
hands.
mask. I'll be wearing a scream mask the whole time.
He's gonna sit there, and all you're gonna see is his hands and his voice. That's all you're gonna hear: his voice, and you're gonna see his hands.
You know, we might be able to add like a
But you
blur effect, kind of like when they interrogate people and they have to.
We don't have to do the voice thing
Nah.
because he's already got it. So yeah, just do the blurred effect over his face.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. At the end, we'll take the blur effect off right at the very end.
Yeah, we just won't tell him.
Just won't tell him. Yeah.
Right. Shit.
I
He did
am
it, right?
here.
No, he didn't hear it.
Here.
Cool.
Still
I'm
here.
sure he didn't
Still
hear it.
here.
Pretty sure he didn't
No,
hear
I
it.
didn't
No.
hear a thing.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that? I didn't hear nothing you guys just said.
Don't
what?
worry about it.
I forgot.
What happened?
I've been drinking.
Something about
You just
putting-
caught up.
Putting a bag.
I know, it fucks
something
with my
about putting
head.
a bag over somebody's head.
Whoa.
That's a different episode that follows after this.
Yeah, that's the third podcast we're working on, but it's hard.
That's Two Drunks After Dark. But if you're
You're
getting in
already
on this,
covered.
it's going to be Three Drunks After Dark. Three's a crowd.
You send the contract to my
Depends on the
attorney.
person.
Send the contract to my attorney. I'll have him look it over, and we'll go from there.
There we go. That's close as we've gotten so far.
His attorney, just so that you know, sits about 3 feet away from him.
I mean, we get good, fast responses, and
Yeah. She sits right beside him.
that's even faster.
Also,
Huh.
sleeps right beside me.
Do what?
Oh, so she's asleep.
She's sleeping?
No, I said also sleeps right beside me.
Oh, yeah. Fixing to say, damn, she's going to bed early tonight.
I know.
Nate with the buffer. Just take Bill's advice. It might have been buffering when he said it. Go back about 7 seconds, and the buffer won't catch up, hopefully.
I'll go back 20 seconds to be
Yeah,
safe.
go back 20 seconds just to be safe.
I mean,
Well-
ain't much we can do on that, but
Anything else that you want to bring up?
I do
Trying to
have
think
one
what's up with
question
it.
that I want both of you to answer.
there we go.
This is going to be a good one. If either one of you could replace the person beside you on the podcast, who would it be, and why would you replace that person with that person?
Now, are we talking famous?
Yeah, can it be somebody that we don't know, or
yes.
does that have to be somebody that we do know?
Or are you
Anybody,
saying from an
anybody.
episode?
Nope.
But does it
Nope.
have to be?
Okay, so if you could replace Hunter, if you could replace BB with anybody in the world, why would you replace him in that position? And what do you think would happen? And then once he answers, BB, you answer the same question. It could be anybody in the world, past or present. Anybody that's
Already have mine.
alive
Yeah,
or dead.
come on.
Who's yours?
So my answer would have to be Ron Reynolds. You know how funny that shit would be? Yeah, and he's got his own, bottle. So hell, we could just bring that over every couple episodes. He's definitely got the people to
no.
actually stream this. So if I had to choose
only that,
anybody
you would have
in
a-
the world, Ron Reynolds, but go for it.
That would come with a free Mint Mobile sponsorship too. So that's pretty good business practice.
Even more, yeah. But I mean, I think I can have it's gonna be like us how we go back and forth. Like he's gonna be that same type of energy, It's gonna be weird at first just because it's a new person, but I mean, I know he can fight back. Like he's able to keep it going.
How do you know Ryan Reynolds isn't a snowflake?
I don't know. I guess I'll give him a Bud Light and see.
Have you ever watched Deadpool before? Have you ever watched Deadpool? There's no way that he made Deadpool as a snowflake.
Did you hear him? Have I watched Deadpool? Yes.
So mine would have to be Bert Kreischer.
Ooh.
Bert Kreischer.
Yes.
I feel like the chemistry there would be fucking amazing. Same reasoning. It would just be funny as shit. And he also has his own liquor.
Not even that, his own podcast.
And his own podcast.
Maybe not own podcast because it's the duo.
He has his own too.
Okay.
He has the cave one.
Yeah, 2 bears, 1 cave.
2 bears, 1 cave, and then he has his own standalone one.
Okay.
But I think that would be freaking amazing.
I agree.
So, Bill, we're gonna flip the tables.
Uh-oh.
Who would replace myself, and who would replace Hunter?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So I have to pick. So wait, what's about to happen here? Am I replacing both of you with 2 separate people, or am I just?
So, all right. How about
is
this?
it me and another person.
So how about this? If you had to say there's gonna be 2 instances for BB, who would you replace BB with me, and then vice versa, replace me with somebody for BB? That makes sense. I might have misworded that.
Who do you think would have the most chemistry separately with us? You could pick two people.
Yeah, pick one person for me, one person for him.
Replacement, who would be Hunter's replacement?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
And we were in
it's
Mississippi.
a 3-part thing, but I would say that Bronson, I think somebody that would make a great co-host with you would probably be Dana Carvey. I would have to go with Dana Carvey just because I think that it's, well, first off, that would be just comedical. I'm not going to get into why, just because I don't want to break that wall. But Hunter, I think somebody that would probably sit opposite in Bronson's seat would have to be Adam Sandler.
Ooh, I'd be down
Just
for that.
because
Yeah.
I could imagine the 2 of you drunk together.
I
Does
love
he
Billy
start
Madison.
singing
There we
and
go.
talking?
Oh shit.
Or
Yeah,
your
yeah.
last one.
He'd start talking in some weird tongue, or however the hell he talks when he does those accents, and I just think that it would bring a great dynamic. I'm going to break the internet right now and say that if I was sitting in one of your seat, the person I'd want across from me right now would be Donald Trump.
Yes.
Not
I can see that.
Not because of politics.
let's
not
talk
not
about
because of politics.
Let's talk about that one tomorrow night. I'm not trying to cut you off on that one, Bill, but let's cover some of that tomorrow. We're doing a squad cast tomorrow night, right after our event on SAFR. If you haven't joined SAFR, the link will be in the description of this video.
Yep.
Put in an application, get whitelisted, join that community. Great community, great group of people. Hammy Games is our fearless leader of that community. But with that said, let's end this thing.
You doing it?
I'm BB. Hold on. What's going on?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Oh, you're getting ready to end it. Actually,
There we go.
let's do our normal.
Yeah.
Can't end it without it. What was I thinking?
Fucking
I
shit
need
up.
to be fired. All right,
All right, Adam Sandler, you heard this. He's
Bill, it's you first. What is your most current favorite video game and why?
Current most favorite video game? I believe you asked me this before, and I'm gonna have to stick with it. Well, actually, I'm gonna change it. I'm sorry.
I ask it every
I'm breaking
episode.
it. Previously it was, and is this game is still like a very solid 1.8, like below is Lethal Company. But I have just found so much enjoyment. I can't believe I'm about to say this publicly, and I hate you for bringing this up. Promotional hold is now being placed into effect. I can't believe you did this, but I'm like Honest Abe, and I cannot lie, is Fortnite. That game is about as addicting as it can be without it. Jesus Christ. Internet, don't hate me. Just understand that this is what happened. I've I've been the guy that said for the longest time that I would never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, play Fortnite. The wife played Fortnite one day, and I watched. And I'm like, I'm gonna download this fuck game just to see what it's about. So I downloaded it. And I played it. The very first time I played it, I placed first in a solo mission. I thought, are these people this stupid? Are these people this bad that I could just go in and win? And then I didn't play it again until she got home. And then we went in and played, and we both, as a duo, won first place. I thought this is.
It wasn't that bad. I just recently played it with them, and it wasn't as bad as I remembered it being.
I just don't get the whole building aspect in with. Like I've seen videos of people like doing it, using it as like a tactical skill. I guess
no building.
No, we play no build version. I'm not doing fucking build a fort game.
Well, see, that makes a difference.
They're playing it straight up as a shooter.
Okay, what?
Yeah,
that what got me was the whole building thing. That's what
I didn't know that there was a no build option until I played with them. That's why I said it's different than when I had originally played.
Yeah,
they're playing it as a shooter.
That makes a difference.
You jump out. The map is what it is. You jump out of the bus. You land where you want. You get your shit. The storm shrinks, so you're forced to come into a combat zone.
Right.
And it's essentially no different than any other battle royal game. Once I seen it, it was like, who are these idiots playing Build a Fort game? Like, why would you? That doesn't seem fun to me at all. But when you play it no build, and it's literally a battle royal. You get in with your group of people. If you all die, you just ready up and go to the next round. You don't. It's not a sit and wait game. It's not. I got to build a fort and try to defend it. I like battle royals. I like it. To me, what the game essentially is, and this is coming from somebody that's played a lot of shooter games. I'm not going to bring up any specific songs, but
Battlefield Bill.
There's troop. Okay, well, you did it. I didn't did it. There's. I have.
If he wouldn't have said it, I wouldn't have brought it up.
The whole time I was thinking about, I'm not going to say it.
Do you not feel like when someone does that, they want you to bring it up?
Right.
I'm bringing views to that video
just saying,
as a single person.
He's happy inside. He just doesn't want a minute. Like he said it.
No, not. It's kind of.
He's smiling right now.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't smile, but he's smiling right now.
Got the video pulled up to the side, watching it like he said it.
He's like, "This is my theme song."
Watching the view count right now.
No.
We'll see how many people get added more.
Well, I just promoted somebody today that I'm starting to have second thoughts of. I'm just saying, like, no, the reality is I've been playing shooter games for a long time. And I would never have thought in a million years that that's a game I would have played. So the fact that I played it once and I won, I'm like, now these are a bunch of fucking 7 or 8 year olds trying to play a video game. I've been doing this shit for 30 years.
You should play Fall Guys with us.
Shooter games.
Yeah.
But the fact
Fall Guys, you would think the same thing with Fall Guys.
You would think you're playing with kids.
First on my very first.
When you're not. I hope not. Sorry, Bill.
We need to do a heave ho series.
Maybe elaborate a little bit.
Look up heave ho. It's basically you only have hands. Like you're a body that only has hands, and your left and right triggers. You have to grab stuff, drag stuff, complete puzzles. It's a. No, it's not called heave ho. What the hell is it called?
He's misguiding me. I was looking up he hove.
He's gonna come back and be like, you know what? It's actually a third-person game. You can see your character.
Oh, you can see your character. Both of them you can, but
Oh, it's him.
Oh, boy, I got so many.
Hunter, what is your most current favorite video game? And
no, I'm not gonna cut him off.
It's human Fall Flat.
Oh yes, we have played Human Fall Flat. We do need to do that.
Yeah, we have that. Definitely, I would.
Hunter beat it.
No,
didn't you? I thought you said you finished it.
No. I caught up with y'all, and then I stopped after. I got frustrated at one point, and I stopped.
Or was it you, Bill, that said you finished it?
I think it was him.
Yes.
You told me somebody beat it.
There was like 5 of us, but when we beat it, there was like 3 of us because people weren't around every time we wanted to play. But when we wanted to play, we just kept going, and we ended up beating the game with. We started with like 5 or 6 people, and we actually finished the game with like 3. That
Yeah.
game is absolutely ridiculous. The game that I was telling you guys about, Heave Ho, that's I think you're like a head and hands, and you have to try to coordinate your hands to get you across things. But either way, that would be hilarious. But Human Fall Flat is one of the most underrated games ever.
Yeah, 100%.
Decoy NDA says Roblox for Bill.
Roblox. Sorry, I've
no,
hit puberty.
just-
I can't play that.
All
Yeah,
right,
there
so Hunter, most current favorite video game and why? We'll speed ours up.
So with mine, I still have to say Lethal Company. I've actually got into the modding side and worked with some more mods. For those who don't know, we've been playing with mods and kind of getting further into it. But I mean, I've actually started working on my own mods. So like I went further because at the beginning, I was working on just adding mods to our game, but now I've been working on actually creating mods for us, which that's gonna be a surprise for y'all if we play this weekend, which I'm pretty sure we'll.
We're playing tomorrow night.
Yeah.
It's already on the schedule. Bill's already
Yeah.
said yeah. So
Um,
tomorrow after GeoGuessr.
So yeah, that's something I'll be working on tonight after the podcast is kind of finishing up on that part. But yeah, Lethal Company still is one of my favorite games. And like I said, I've even went further into like modding, and you know me, that's my thing. So it's like that's becoming a game for me.
So mine would have to be the new Saints Row.
Ooh, okay.
I got it on CD keys.
Yeah.
Cheap as crap. If you're ever looking for a video game and you don't want to pay full price, CD keys, get it from there. I got a $30 game for $7.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored at all, but $7. I got that game.
Still check them out.
Completely worth it. That game, they try to go back to the first one a little bit, give customization. They at least so you can customize your car. I played a little bit without you the other day. Sorry, I did like one mission to get the car. I did one, only did one.
Well, yeah, sure.
That was a cool feature though, that we could beat it together. The co-op, you could beat the co-op together.
Okay.
A sandbox game, getting to beat it together. So yeah, that would probably have to be my favorite currently.
Okay.
I haven't played it at all.
Yeah, the last time I played was
This
with
week.
you, so I couldn't really say that was my new favorite game. But I mean, Lethal Company, I've been spending a lot more time.
I mean, I
with.
played it the day after you left just because I wanted to see.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like I didn't even let the Wound Hill.
Yes.
I
I mean, you could have lied to me and be like, you know what, it was later on.
I
in
wanted
the
to
week.
see if I could customize a car, so I looked it up. It
Shit.
said yes, you had to beat this mission. I had the mission available, and I did it.
Or shit, you could have just said, you know what,
My bad, I did 2 missions. It was 2 missions to get to that mission.
You could at least
I
told me,
apologize.
like, you know what, you didn't come over last weekend. It was kind of your
It's
fault
not my
because you didn't
fault
come over. Exactly. You could have
That
said
you
that.
didn't come over.
Exactly. You could have said that.
You